welcome to Sorare Sunday for the week starting the 30th of December to the 5th of January. And it's a new year, 2025, baby. And let's have a look at how we did this week. Okay, so this week we did okay. Let's have a look. So there was Premier League games last weekend, and some other games like Scottish League, and was there Champions? Yeah, there was like Italian games and Spanish as well. So we did okay. We got 8 out of 22. Didn't do great with the commons, but I think we're just going to leave the commons as is. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose with them ones. I don't think I ever win with them. We did pretty well with some of these people, like Christian Walton and Wes Burns, two players. Christian Walton hasn't played since the first game of the season. Played absolutely amazing against Chelsea. He smashed it. Wes Burns got an assist and has been playing pretty poorly, I'm not going to lie, for most of this season. So these two, I really wish I put into this team. And we'll get down to this team in a second. But so we didn't get enough 80 points for both of these teams off. We had 2 players on each which just didn't play. So nothing too major. I'm a bit annoyed that we missed on this one. If I'd have put Ariola in here instead of Pirelli, who I know never plays, we would have got something, definitely. Because Amin Sarr scored a goal for Verona. Dara O'Shea played great, apparently, in the Chelsea game. And Amari Hutchinson got a goal. So overall, that was a really strong team apart from the goalkeeper. So really annoying that we could have got something from the Cap 240 competition. In Premier League, we did get one with our Nottingham Forest team, with Sells and Wood being the two standouts. I should have captained Wood. Really annoyed that I didn't captain Wood. But we got 1 Starbucks from that. The Ipswich were 7 off, and it's because I played Burgess. I think he must be injured or something, or just dropped for the time being, because he didn't play. He had a really good, if you just have a quick, I'm going to load him up, because he had a good run. Look at that score. 3 games, he got an assist and a goal line clearance and got really good scores, but then just was dropped after the Newcastle game. So he's either picked up an injury or has just been dropped because other players have become available after coming back from injury. So, bit annoying. I'll need to remember not to put Burgess on for the time being. But Delap absolutely killed it. And Calvin Phillips, I should have put Hutchinson in for either Burgess or Phillips on this team. I usually do, and I didn't this time. And that's, of course, the time when Hutchinson scores and Ipswich win. But you know what? I can't complain too much because Ipswich won. The Brentford team did all right. Like, they all scored okay scores, just we were 38 points off. I think we're now in... I mean, we're only in Division 4. It's not like it's a stretch to get... we're not like Division 1. Like, it's going to be really hard to get anything. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be too hard to get up there. So, 38 points off. It's not terrible, but it's not great. A player who surprised me, and I don't know why I captained him, but there you go. I'm glad I did. 120 from Bednarak. Got a goal line clearance. He's actually kind of like one of those quiet... he's playing for Southampton, so he's always going to be a hard sell. Do you know what I mean? Because they're one of the leakiest defences in the league. They're almost definitely going down unless some sort of miracle happens for the second half of the season. But he plays international for Poland as well, I think. And he's kind of one of those defenders who, even though he plays for a team that gets absolutely smashed, he does well. So I kind of am begrudging to say he's a player to watch because he plays for a team which you're more... And he's a defender, so you're more likely than not to get not get the... what's it called? Clean sheet bonus. So he has to play well throughout the game without getting that clean sheet bonus. So it just makes a defender... It's a harder job for the defender to get a higher score. But my champions teams smashed it this week. Look at that. We've got an assist for Angerin. Moriente got 84. we did have a little bit of a blip with this player, Basharoto. Got 21 and gave away a penalty. So we would have probably been a lot higher if I'd had a better defender there. But 285, got a 1-star box. Then we had Dango Utarara for Bournemouth, getting a goal, and I captained him, so a lucky captain there. Got me 110. Dubravka, again, getting a clean sheet, playing really well against Man United. And then Trossard getting an assist and being captain, giving me 120. And again, Jose Sarr. So it's a striker and a goalkeeper for both teams have really helped me out a lot there. Again, 2 1-star boxes. And the Division 5 team is now in Division 4, like the rest of the other teams I've got. Then we got a 1-star box for this team. Wow, look at that, actually. That was a pretty decent team. A goal for Larson, an assist for Semenyo, and 2 assists for Alt-Nouri. Would not be surprised if Alt-Nouri gets a move to a bigger club, probably in January, maybe in the summer, because he's definitely showing his class. But then I would say that about Cunha, but I've heard that he's gonna renew or get a new contract with Wolves. So potentially they might be trying to hold on to players just to kind of help them get safety this season. So they'll be like offering big money, but it might backfire on them depending on how well they do this season. Because if they do get relegated and they've got big contracts on their books, they're going to have to sell for less potentially than they need to. But yeah, interesting to keep an eye on him if he gets poached by, say, a Man United or a I don't think Arsenal need a defender like that, but who else? Maybe like a who am I thinking? Nottingham Forest are up there. Do they need another winger? Potentially, I don't know. There's a few teams who are up at the top of the league who could probably use him in a similar way he's been used at Wolves. So keep an eye on him and his movements. For this team, Bird Leno absolutely smashed it. 99 for a goalkeeper. That's a killer score. Tielemans got 73. Mafadidi got 70. We got a 1-star box and a 5-tier card. Now I can't remember if I've claimed that already or not. So we'll have a look when we do the what's in the box section. And then this team just did okay. In Challenger, we couldn't field a full kind of bunch because a lot of the leagues take a winter break. So I think Eredivisie, and the Austrian League and things like that, loads of different leagues. I'm trying to remember what leagues are in the Challenger, but I know that Eredivisie is, and they've taken a break. So this is mainly the Belgian league who are playing, and a lot of players here didn't play, as you can see. Although Kvet, who was my player to watch last week, I think he'd already done this, which is why he got my player to watch vote sort of thing. But goal and assist, 87. He's played fairly well throughout the season, so he's kind of the bright point in what an otherwise kind of meh Challenger week there. We then did really well with our Hibs team. Nicholas Cadden getting an assist, playing really well. Lewis Miller getting a 97. I think potentially I might need another Hibs player who plays regularly, because Joel Newell only comes off the bench. So there's too much kind of unsureness if we're actually going to get a full team score. I think that this week that's happened already, or is happening, or midweek it happened. I can't remember, but I remember seeing it ahead that Joel Newell didn't play, so we missed out on something. But we got a 3-star box from that, which is pretty decent. Nothing from this one because we had a lot of players who didn't play. One which I was surprised by was Devlin. Maybe he was injured or being rested, but he's usually a starter for Hearts, so a surprising one there. And we got a 1-star box from our under-23s with Dibbling scoring and Daniele Gil Hardy, maybe, getting a clearance off the line and captain, so we got 96. So there you go. got a 1-star box from that. Our young goalkeepers at the moment don't play because a lot of our young goalkeepers we have that we've been using are Austrian or Bundesliga 2 or stuff like that. So like leagues which aren't playing at the moment. So I feel like New Year's and Christmas, it's a really weird time for football. And if you're playing any sort of fantasy football, it's a really like, how does it work? Because it's used to like structure, and then the structure for like 2 weeks just goes out the window. So in the next week or so, maybe the week after, it will all get back to normal, and we'll be kind of back on track with like the normal how it works. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think I have benefited because midweeks I've been able to, like, as you can see here, I got 2. We're moving on to the midweek. I got only was able to field 5 teams, but sometimes I can't field any, so it's not too bad. And in contender, I got ironically not my Hibs team. So the one which I usually get a box for, I didn't, because, like I said, Joel Newell didn't play, so I think I need to pick up another Hibs player who does play regularly for them. But with this team, Devlin, who was probably rested at the weekend, came on, or didn't come on, he started, captained him 125, and Rolls, Kai Rolls got 75, and our keeper got 67 with a clean sheet bonus, so 2-star box from there. And then the under 23s, I fielded basically an entire Brentford team, which I didn't really think I could do until this week rolled around and there wasn't many fixtures midweek. So we got a 1-star box for that for 204 points, but this one, 4 players that we only got. It's really annoying that I didn't put Sepp in this one in place of, maybe put Yarmolenko in place of Sade, and then Vandenberg in that spot, because we'd have got loads, we'd have got a bit of box. But you know, I always look back and think, why didn't I do that? But actually Sade scores every now and then, so he's kind of one of them ones where it's a risk, but if you play him and he plays well, it goes well. So yeah, that was this week. I've kind of dropped off heavily on Rivals. It's really hard over the Christmas and New Year's because like you're busy doing other stuff and you're not really focused in on like the football all the time, and it's at weird times and stuff like that, and a lot more people are playing. So when I did play it, I got absolutely spanked. So yeah, I haven't really done much Rivals, so we don't have many Rivals boxes to open this week. But I'm probably, because things are getting back to normality, we'll be playing it a little bit more just because I'll be used to it. But we'll get onto Rivals, or actually we won't. That was my bit about Rivals, but we'll get onto what we're doing next week right now. Okay, so this weekend we've had. Do you know what, my common team, for the first time ever, I don't think it's going to stay because we've got 2 days left. Is it 2 days until the 7th? Yes, it is 2 days. Yeah, so 2 days left. But Mbuemo and Diop both getting me pretty good scores. Kyson getting a decent score. I'm just annoyed by Cherky. He's been getting like awesome scores throughout the season, and he just didn't today. So there you go. But hopefully a clean sheet for Olympique Marseille, and that means that we'll get a fairly good score. At the moment, we've got $2 discount, so it's not too shabby. We're not going to go through this super long, but players which are kind of... Ooh, Gabriel Goodmanson got a goal. I don't see... Yeah, no, it's just 2 did not play, so I don't see us getting anything from there. We've currently got a box on this one. Depends on... it's just Dario Shea, and he does usually play. Fulham is going to be a really interesting game. Don't know if Ipswich will do well or not against them. I hope we do, but we'll just have to wait and see. Sarah getting the 121 though. He's been fairly decent since I think we crafted him, or we got him in a box, so happy with Sarah. These ones are a little bit less likely to do anything. My all-star, they were just a random bunch that I picked. A few did not play, as you can see, and stuff like that. So I think we'll probably call that and say we're not going to get anything. In my Premier League stuff. Gonna have to wait and see what happens with the Ipswich. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Walton will start because he played much better than Muric. I'm not saying that Muric was all the problem, but having a keeper like Walton, I honestly think he could be lower. I don't think he's the best keeper for Premier League, but I think he could be a mid-table to lower league, lower table Premier League player. Honestly, I think he could be a decent choice, and I think Muric is too crazy when he has the ball. Do you know what I mean? Like he can give the ball away to a striker too many times and stuff like that. His passing is too wayward, and his shot stopping is good from kind of mid distance, but he gets beaten at the near post way too much. Whereas Walton has, like, we'll just have to see. He might prove us wrong and actually not be up to scratch for the Premier League. In his first game against Chelsea, he definitely proved that he can do some of it. We'll see what happens against Fulham. And it's not all on the keeper. Like, we can blame Muric all we want, but the defence needs to do their part. The midfield, the strikers, if it's not all working as a unit, it's not just down to one guy. So I'm not using Muric as a scapegoat. I just think Walton might be a better first choice keeper. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm quietly hopeful that we'll get something, but we are away from home against Fulham, who are playing really well at the moment. So it's all up in the air at the moment. Hutchinson's found his form. Delap's found his form. Hopefully that means that we'll be getting at least a couple of goals and a win, if not a couple of goals and a draw. So we'll see. Our Brentford team did really well. 5-0 against Southampton. Poor old Southampton haven't had much luck, have they? And this goes back to what I was saying about Bednarak. If you have a 5-0, his score is going to get absolutely totaled by that, isn't it? So he's not a player which I'd suggest chucking into an in-season team, to be honest. Wisa getting a goal and an assist. And again, player I talked about, Sade. I think I'm saying it right, Sade. Or is it Shad? I don't know. But he got a goal. He came off. He started, actually, and then was taken off. But he got a goal. And he's the sort of player who can pop up and get a goal. He's young. I think he's going to be played more and more by Brentford. So he's a decent player. Nottingham Forest playing Wolves today. I would very much expect them to do well against Wolves. They're second or third in the league at the moment. So Chris Wood's always smashing in the goals. I, for some reason, put Christie in instead of our other midfielder we've got for Nottingham Forest, but there you go. My luck, I think it's Dominguez. He's going to score today, isn't he? And it's the one time I didn't put him in with the Nottingham Forest team. Not much to say about these. I mean, Solanke scored, got a good score, but Duran didn't. So that team is going to have a struggle to get anything. And I hope Leno gets a really bad score against Ipswich. Just, Areola got a terrible score. He got 10 against Man City. I mean, it's Man City. When they find their form, they are terrible to play against, so you can't blame them too much. But that's a terrible time for him. Going down to Champion. Nothing majorly special apart from Altara. I think it is. 75, getting a good score again. He seems to be getting some good scores consistently at the moment. McTominay, a goal, 102. He's playing really well. His move to Napoli has been great. I think Man United were a bit silly getting rid of him because he's such a great player, and he was doing a lot of good for Man United. But I think it was best for him to move on. I think Napoli might even win. I think they're near the top of the table. You could potentially get a Serie A title out of this. So he's got a couple of trophies with United, but I don't think he ever got a league title, potentially. So this could be his first league title. Sometimes you do have to move to find that kind of... It's a risk, but you might find glory elsewhere. Mafadidi getting a goal, currently on a box there. Hey, Lopez actually played. Hang about. Who did he play for? Who's Anthony Lopez gone to? Not. Bonjour. Might be playing him more often. I did not realise. That must be a January transfer. That's good. Because he's a good goalkeeper. Just never gets played at Lyon. So that's... he didn't get a great score, 38. But he's not played for like the whole season, so be interesting to see how he plays in the future. Another goalkeeper I can play in the champion bit. Cool. We've got no one who's played yet in contender, so we'll just have to wait and see. And under 23s, we're currently getting a 4-tier card and a 2-star box. Mouton got an assist. Luton got 85. Broja actually played for Everton, but didn't get anything. Broja's one of them ones who's properly dropped off, hasn't he? Like a couple of years ago, everyone was saying how amazing he was, and he's just disappeared. He's either lack of confidence or injuries or whatever it is, but yeah. And Maatson getting an assist in a 63. I don't know if Ross Sinclair plays all the time, so we might not get any score for the goalkeeper. So that could very well be downgraded to just a box, but I think we'll get something from that. And we have to wait and see what happens with these two as well. But we've got a fairly decent score for these three, so could get something from here as well. And yeah, what's happening midweek? Let's have a look. So I've made 2 teams, a warm-up team and a special all-star team, which is mainly Scottish League. So midweek, like I said, first, like the weeks over Christmas and New Year's, it just is weird because like everything's kind of half shuts down and then half goes crazy because like the Premier League obviously goes mental, but then like all the Champions League, Europa League and everything stops. A lot of European leagues have a winter break until the end of next week. So you don't really have a lot of football happening other than like Premier League, which was okay because we got some score. But then when we get to like the 10th to 14th, you have a lot more teams. Like you got Bundesliga, you got La Liga, you've got all of the Champions stuff back in. You've got all of the Eredivisie stuff and like Dutch football is kicking off again and things like that. Contender is going to be, we've got to wait another month or so before we can get our Japanese league and Korean league kicked off again. But then there's going to be new cards. I don't really want to chuck a load of money into in-season Korean and Japanese league, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. I'll see what happens when we get there. And then at the weekend you have like, but still only 17 teams. I feel like we're still not quite there. We've got Bundesliga, no La Liga from the looks of it. So yeah, it's just a weird sort of time in January where it starts to get more normal. But that's what's happening next week. And we're now going to go on to see my player to watch. Okay, so my player to watch was actually, I did mention him last week as I was umming and ahhing, and I feel like I have to put him as my player to watch this week. And that's Andrew, who's a player which I got, I can't remember how I got his card. I think it might have been in a bundle. In like I was in the marketplace. If you buy Serie A cards, you can get bundles of cards, and I got an Empoli bundle, I think, off the top of my head. It might have been what happened. But anyway, he's a player I'd never heard of. He's English, 23-year-old, plays regularly now. He hadn't been playing for them before. Starting September, so start of the season, he came on as a sub, started a game, got an assist, and then seems to have just, apart from one game which he didn't play, just continually played. He's got 2 more assists since then, and his scores have been 40s up to the 50s. With a couple of really good spikes. So I think that he's going to be one of them players that for the rest of the season might be one to watch, and going forward might be a player who could be fairly decent. So yeah, he's not super expensive. £2, £3 sort of range. But you can't get him. I think Sorare have stopped doing the instant buys as much. They've like lowered them to try and help the secondary market. So you can only get him as manager sale. There's only 2 on sale at the moment. But I just think he's a proper, like, he looks like he's a good midfielder who can get assists regularly. Gets in and gets like fairly good score if he's not involved in a goal. And yeah, he strikes me as one who's going to be a bit of a star. I don't know if that is the case. This is what I'm saying. He might be one to watch, sort of thing. But yeah, he used to play for Portsmouth, so he's taken quite the jump up from Portsmouth to Empoli. From Portsmouth for League One, aren't they? So League One to Serie A is not too terrible. He even played for Lokomotiv Moscow, and he's originally a Chelsea player. Interesting sort of player, and I do like the ones who go like, it's kind of like the Bellingham Sancho sort of thing. Go abroad to try and get game time, and if you start playing well, you might get noticed, maybe for England, maybe for a big Premier League side, or even maybe a Championship side that are looking to get promoted to Premier League. So yeah, definitely a player to watch. He's fairly cheap, and he plays regularly in Serie A. So that's a champion player that you can play. So yeah, I think he's definitely one to keep an eye on. And we're now going to go to What's in the Box? What's in the box? Okay, so as I said, rivals, we haven't done great. We got one box. Didn't play as much over the holidays, that's why. But we do have 10 limited boxes, and some of them are like 2-star, 3-stars, so hopefully we'll get something decent. But I did say last week that we were going to start the What's in the Box with a essence conversion. I don't really know what to call these. I think it's an essence conversion poll or whatever. But let's do it now. No going back. Gonna do T5 plus. See who we get. Oh, my speakers were on. Oh, Cape Verde, is that? No, is it? Villarreal. All right. So we've got a La Liga, 23-year-old defender from. I'm gonna have to click that and just make sure. 45 average score in the last 15 games, and he has played. So he's an under 23 as well. Logan Costa. I've never heard of him, but let's have a quick look at Logan. So he is Cape Verde. I was right. Cool. So potentially, I don't know if he plays international, but if there's ever any like kind of international break with. Let's have a look back on his. Ooh, hello. Yes, he does sometimes play. He did not. He was called up, but didn't play there. But if there's like but he did play there, and he played very well there. These are like World Cup qualifiers, I reckon. So a player which is like one of those kind of unknowns that could play in the international break. He's had a couple of penalties given away. He is a defender, comes with the position, but he's also won a penalty and scored. So is he a winger? He strikes me as someone who bombs down the wing to get a goal or go into the box and get fouled, sort of thing. Interesting. He's a good pull, to be honest. How much is... Okay, he's not a lot, like £1.55, but I'll use him in my La Liga. One of my La Liga teams, for sure. Villarreal aren't doing too shabby, I don't think, in the league. Let's just have a quick look. No, they're definitely not. They're on pace to be in Europe. I mean, they're being chased by Mallorca, but if they keep playing how they're playing, they will get Europa Conference League. So not a terrible pull. Now let's go to the boxes and let's see what we can get from that. So we'll do our first rivals because we only have one. It's probably going to be tickets, potentially some essence. No, it's the pink glow of tickets. You can tell immediately. Got one ticket. Wonderful. It's nothing too amazing, is it? But let's open some boxes now. 1 star. Got 1 essence. Lovely. Always need to build up that essence. Another 1 star. 1 essence. I'm not mad at the essence. We're now 5. We're 15 away from another pull. A 3 star. So 1 for each star. We got 3 essence. So we're up to 8. Another 1 star. 1 essence. We're up to 9. You know, every little helps. So we're getting there. 1. So we're up to 10 essence. I don't think we're going to get enough for another pull this video. So, which is fine. We'll probably, because we're 13 now, 2 essence there. Unless we get like a 5 in this last one, which is a 2-star, it's possible, or a 10. We've not got enough. 2. So we're 3 away. I feel quietly confident we can get 3 essence in our... 1 minute. We've got 1 more box. Nearly jumped the gun there. Oh, okay. Next week, we will get 1 essence. So next week, we'll do another essence conversion pull. We didn't do too badly with the essence conversion pull there, but other than that, we didn't really get a lot. I'm not really sure how this weekend and everything. There's a lot of games left to play, so we'll see how many boxes we get. This was an okay week. Definitely had better weeks, but we'll hopefully get enough where it's like probably in the 6, 7, 8 range, and then we'll be able to at least do 1 essence pull, if not get something else fancy. And potentially the raffle tickets are early January. So potentially next week we might have something from the raffle tickets. I've never won anything from these, so I'm not holding my breath for it. But you never know. We'll just have to wait and see. But next, we're going to have a look at what's happening in the NBA. All right, and I'm struggling with NBA, I'm not going to lie. We haven't done a lot with dailies. It also doesn't like when I click into dailies first. There you go. So I wasn't able to play one yesterday. The day before I could play one, but we were far off for both of them getting anything. I don't think... When's the last time I actually won something in the dailies? I mean, we couldn't play one there. Couldn't play one there. That was terrible, that one. That was not so great. Yeah, we're looking... Before Christmas, I won anything on the daily hoops. I'm just not very good at it. And also, when you stop winning the dailies, you stop getting common cards. And then you start struggling to fill out them common cards that you need. So we'll have a look. Final day of the 12 days of Sorare NBA, 20% scoring bonus for special edition cards instead of 10. Don't have many of those, so that doesn't really matter. So I'll have to, at some point, have a look. Let's just see if we can fill out a team with what we've got. Oh, hello. Collins is back. We'll play him. Dorian Finney Smith even, has moved to the Lakers. So I'm not really sure how much he's playing, but he is playing a little bit. Let's go with Lindy Waters the third, because he's got a fairly decent score. I'll play... Oof. This is where I struggle. I haven't got many players who play regularly now. A lot of... And 1 minute, I'll show you. Kyle Anderson has played recently. And do we risk it with him? With Svi Mikhailak, I think is how you say it. He doesn't play very often though, does he? Is there any... I mean, this guy seems like the most obvious, doesn't it? Christian Koloko. But he has missed... Come on, he got 25 last game and he didn't play. I feel like he might play this time then. Kind of on off sort of thing. There we go. We'll play that team. As you can see, I can't field a very strong team because I don't spend a lot of money on the NBA cards, so I've just got some lower levels. In terms of commons, I could probably put these guys. They all look like they play. And then I need to drop. So the only guy I can drop are these two, which put us up to 12 points for the, see where I'm struggling, because the other ones are used in the like long term one, the over the week rather than the short. So then you have to scroll all the way down. I do like the update that they've done so you can add and drop while making a team. That definitely helps. And the highest I can go is 12. So we need someone who is a 12. Got 2 of them already. Let's go with this guy. Dalton Knecht, I think it is. Let's pop him in. Will it let me confirm it? It will. So we'll see how those dailies go. But as you can see, it's not the ideal way of playing dailies, and I don't think I'm going to win anything. Although John Collins is back from injury from the looks of it and playing well. He's a good starter. Maybe I should be playing him in the pro, actually. I've got a day. I might update that. See, we didn't do too shabby this one. We've actually got on course for a 2-star box and a 3-tier common. So this might be the turnaround of so next week you might see us like smashing it. The only problem is I think there's still games to play, isn't there? When does this end? In a day. So there might still be games to play tonight, which means that we might lose this and we might even lose this as well because we're 150 points. I don't know how close we are to being out of it. And then last time we didn't get anything. We were narrowly missing stuff. So 4 points there. 29 points, 38 points. So I was like, that's not much. And this team I thought did quite well. My Lakers Clippers team. Look at that. But it wasn't to be. 12 points off there as well. So we're close. We just need a little bit more luck. Do you know what I mean? Like once we get a couple of these and we get a couple of boxes and stuff. Like I'm 8 essence away from being able to do another pull as well and get another limited card. So we will see. I think this week is a bit of a boring one because we haven't got anything. But next week, hopefully we'll have a couple of boxes to open, or at least one box to open. And we'll have been doing better in the dailies. Because also we might have got a better common. We might have got some, I don't know. We'll see. But I need to plan out if I need. I haven't even filled out any of my teams here for in a day's time, which we could probably do now actually, so you could just see. Just looking, yeah. So let's go for this. Let's go Collins, seeing as he's back. He's a good scorer. Let's go Toppin is back, and he was getting a decent score before, so we'll get him. See, this is how we play. I don't actually know the teams that well. So compared to football, I'm just kind of going off how well they play. And I also try and not have them playing each other, because obviously that doesn't help. We could go for the rest, like kind of Raptors build after, because we're just conscious of the score. Like there's an average score we have to keep down. If we play it like that, 3 Raptors, Indiana Pacers. Do they play the Raptors? Ooh, potentially. 3 games. Damn, they're busy. That's the Heat, isn't it? Yeah, perfect. So that's not a terrible lineup. Hopefully that one will do fairly decent. Then we've got our next highest scorer is Malik Beasley, and I think we've got some Pistons players further down. I quite like the Raptors, if you haven't noticed. They are the team which I just like dinosaurs, so they were the team which I liked when I was younger. But I just have trouble keeping up with American sports in the UK. You can't watch it as easily. Okay, let's go for a red and white thing. So let's chuck the Bulls on there. Let's chuck the Miami Heat. I think we have another Heat. I thought I had maybe the Pistons players are in. Yes, I think this cuts out injured people, doesn't it? The filter. Ooh. What's happened? I've ruined it. Oh no. Oh, within cap. Okay. Oh no, I absolutely wrecked it. Let's leave it and try again. There we go. That's better. Yeah, there's an injured player. A lot of injuries to the players that I picked up, which is quite annoying. And then we'll go. How much score we got left? Let's go with Cameron Payne. I I know it's not quite white and red, but white and orange is close enough, right? So they're my two contender teams. Then underdog, you have to really kind of figure it out. So I mean, we do have a Lakers build as well, kind of, because you can't do a full stack. It only lets you have 4 players from the same team, so you can't do the same players. But like, I've just put those 2 in. We've only got 28 left, so I think actually, hang about. Do we? Oh, I don't really know what we do. Oh, we probably take Hachimura away for someone who's a lot lower score. Let's go reddish. Then 39 divided by 3. You need quite low scores. Flipping heck, we're gonna struggle here. So 31. So we need 2 15s. There you go. That'll do. So I'll go with, actually, Aaron Wiggins gets a fairly decent score for a low cost player. And let's go for Quetta, who it plays and gets okay scores as well. See, this is the problem with the underdog one. You have to pick players who will score, but also who are in the like kind of score range. So if we go for coffee, and then he's kind of rinsed our points that we've got left to spend. Go there, and then 18 halved is like what? So that's 9, isn't it? So let's go Lens. He does actually play at the moment, so we get scoring, and we've got 11. Lowry seems to be back. He's had a bad couple of games, but hopefully this is his return. There we go. And then let's go Hachimura. Ellis is playing well. 14 for Shepherd, who's back from injury and seems to be doing okay. Then go... Oof. I mean, when you get down to this sort of level, there's a lot of people who don't actually even play. So you're like, what do I do? I mean, he does seem to play, but just not very well. Hunter Tyson. So... But then if I put him in, I can do a 13. Which means I could probably get someone who's more likely to score, like Carl Anderson. Who looks like he's more likely to get a decent score. So we kind of sacrifice one of those slots for a low score, but then the rest should hopefully get high enough scores to cover it, maybe. Yeah, let me know if I'm doing this completely wrong. I'm going to leave common for another time because I need to see... I need to figure it out. It's really hard to do commons, and I think I need to start from scratch because each time I put like a team together, like I don't think I'm putting this isn't a bad team, to be honest, that I put together, apart from Jarace Walker. But yeah, if you've got any advice on how to play the NBA side of it, let me know, because I'm definitely struggling more than I am with the football stuff. But yeah, that is my Sorare Sunday. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. I've spent a lot longer on NBA than I usually do, so let me know what you think about the NBA stuff, and if you've got any players which you're keeping an eye on or anything like that. So thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and come back next time to see how we do, and I will see you when I see you.